If a bike can disappear behind a door, fold in seconds, and still make a 30-minute ride feel legit, well, that's the folding bike worth trusting. Let's talk about the ones that actually deliver without rattling like a shopping cart at minute 7. In this countdown from 6 to 1, each bike has been worked through daily ride tests, upright and recumbent positions, resistance jumps, sprint intervals, and slow, steady slogs to see what holds up and what gets annoying fast, with honest downsides on the early picks and a clear reason the top options feel dialed in for small spaces. 6. Pooboo Folding Exercise Bike. The Pooboo looks friendly out of the box. Compact footprint, built-in transport wheels, and it folds thin enough to slide next to a dresser. Nice start for apartment life. The 8-level magnetic resistance spins smooth and, surprisingly quiet for the price. The belt drive doesn't whine, which makes background shows or a quick call during a cool down actually doable. The LCD is basic but functional. Speed, time, distance, calories, and the pulse grips register consistently enough for zone treks. Plus, the little phone shelf keeps a workout video in view without slipping off every 2 minutes, which is appreciated. Comfort-wise, the backrest helps on longer recumbent rides, and the seat height range fits shorter to mid-height riders well. The padding feels firm at first, then breaks in after a few sessions, which is when posture starts to feel more natural. Build-wise, the enclosed flywheel is a thoughtful touch. No dust, no finger pinch risk, and rolling it around takes almost no effort thanks to decent casters. Now the frame feels light under heavier pedaling during standing sprints, and the top resistance won't challenge stronger legs for long. Great for low to moderate cardio, less great for power intervals beyond level 6 to 7. Also, the seat is on the narrow side, and taller riders may wish for another notch of height and a wider base for knee alignment. 5. BARWING 5-in-1 Foldable Indoor Cycling Bike. BARWING stacks the spec sheet, 16 resistance levels, 350 pounds stated capacity, and 3 riding postures, upright, semi-recumbent, and fully folded, which sounds like a Swiss Army knife for small rooms. On the pedals, that extra resistance range is actually useful. Levels 1 through 6 are easy cruising, 7 through 12 hit steady-state cardio, and 13 through 16 get into lung-tickling intervals without the flywheel feeling chalky. Nice control curve for progressive training. Seat adjustability is generous, with multiple height and angle points, and the backrest takes pressure off the lumbar area during long sessions. The frame's X-type geometry really does help with balance, so the bike settles in once cadence is up. Noise stays in the neighbor safe zone. Those late-night Netflix and ride sessions won't wake the room next door, which is kind of the whole reason these bikes exist. So yes, a good feature loadout. But here's the rub. The cockpit can feel busy. Handles, seat, levers, readouts, and smaller riders may need a couple of sessions to dial in a setup that feels truly natural without overreaching for the grips. Also, while the reinforced seat support is a welcome 2025 tweak, the overall plastic trim still gives off budget vibes compared to the cleaner finishing you'll see higher in this list. Bottom line, capable, adjustable, and strong value. Just be ready to tinker with fit and accept a slightly clunky aesthetic. 4. YYFITT 3-in-1 exercise bike with Luminous digits display. The YYFIT earns instant points for the Luminous display. It's readable in dim rooms without blasting blue light at tired eyes, which makes late rides feel calmer and more focused. The 3-in-1 setup covers upright and recumbent modes, plus integrated armband training, so a single session can hit legs and light upper body without leaving the saddle. It's not a strength workout, but it's a nice way to keep shoulders active between intervals. Resistance is magnetic and smooth with predictable step-ups, and the flywheel feels well-balanced at moderate cadences, sustainably quiet, especially on wooden floors where cheaper frames tend to creak. The seat and backrest strike a good middle ground, firmer than plush, but the contour keeps hips centered and reduces that inevitable one cheek is working harder tilt during longer rides.
The fold is quick and locks cleanly. The overall package feels thought through for daily 20 to 40-minute rides with minimal fuss. Set, pedal, fold, done. And the cockpit symmetry makes posture adjustments feel easy and repeatable day to day. If anything, power riders might wish for a heavier top-end feel during sprints. Still, for compact cardio, the YYFIT's readability and quiet demeanor are exactly what keep consistency high. Number 3, ATIVAFIT Exercise Bike Foldable Fitness Indoor Cycling Bike. ATIVAFIT's appeal is how quickly it disappears and how easy it is to live with. Transport wheels roll well, the frame folds tight, and setup doesn't demand a wrench every week. It's grab-and-go fitness. In use, the magnetic resistance stays smooth across the core range, and transitions between upright and recumbent positions are simple enough that swapping mid-ride is realistic. That flexibility makes it good for shared homes where different riders want different posture profiles. The LCD handles the key metrics, speed, time, distance, calories, pulse, without fuss, and the grips pick up heart rate reliably enough for zone awareness during steady rides. Comfort is above average in this class. The seat padding avoids numbness for most mid-length sessions, and the backrest gives just enough support to keep posture honest without locking the torso into one angle. What makes it podium-worthy is the stability to weight balance. No heavy industrial vibe, but the bike doesn't shimmy when cadence rises, which is usually where budget folders fall apart. Noise stays whisper level with a sensible belt drive. If nitpicking, the very top resistance won't mimic a climb on a big spin bike. But for daily cardio and low-impact sweat, ATIVAFIT punches above its price.
2. HAPBEAR Folding Exercise Bike. HAPBEAR's 3-mode flexibility, upright, recumbent, and fold flat, makes it as solid one bike fits most rooms pick, and the resistance ladder offers enough headroom to progress from easy recovery rides to breathy threshold efforts without the flywheel getting twitchy. The frame feels planted when accelerating out of the saddle briefly, and cadence changes don't set off that hollow, tinny echoes some lightweight frames produce. Big win for nighttime riders. The console gives the usual speed, time, distance, calories, pulse readouts with solid clarity, and the cockpit layout keeps wrists neutral whether using upright bars or leaning into a recumbent session with the backrest engaged. That reduces nagging shoulder fatigue during longer sets. Folding is a breeze. Transport wheels glide well, and the bike's center of mass is friendly when tilting to move it, so storage between a wall and a bookcase is totally feasible in tight apartments. What really puts it near the top is the feels like a real workout factor. Power ramps are progressive, noise is low hum, and comfort holds steady to the 40-50 minute mark without micromanaging fit every ride. For heavier sprint efforts, sure, it's still a folding bike, but the stability and quiet ride make it a consistent habit builder. 1. Merax Foldable Exercise Bike. This is the one that checks all the boxes without making a scene. The Merax uses a stable X-frame that feels composed when cadence climbs, and the fold is quick and confidence-inspiring. No wobble when locking it down or rolling it to a corner after a ride. The upright to recumbent positions are genuinely useful. Upright mode carries tempo, work nicely with steady magnet load, and recumbent mode takes pressure off the hips and lower back for longer aerobic spins. Switching between them midweek keeps legs fresh without changing equipment. The large LCD is easy to read at a glance. Speed, distance, time, calories, heart rate, so intervals don't turn into screen wrestling, and the pulse grips respond quickly enough to track zone shifts during step-ups. Comfort is where it quietly wins. The seat is wider and better cushioned than many in this class. The backrest supports the lumbar curve instead of fighting it. And the pedal stroke stays smooth across the middle resistance range. No gritty edges, just a clean, quiet rotation that fades into the background of a playlist or podcast. And living with it is simple. Rolls smoothly, stows slim, and holds its adjustments so the next session doesn't start with 5 minutes of fiddling. It's the kind of tool that encourages consistency because it never makes training feel like a project. If hunting for a single at-home folder that respects space, keeps peace and quiet intact, and still feels like real cardio, this Merax is the one to beat. quick takeaway. Want the strongest spec per dollar with lots of resistance steps? Go BARWING, tinker with fit, and enjoy the headroom. Prefer a calmer cockpit and darkroom-friendly display? YYFITT's Luminous digits hit the vibe. Need the easiest daily companion that just works? ATIVAFIT or HAPBEAR are the low-drama options that keep rides consistent. Want the top all-arounder that blends comfort, stability, and foldability without compromises? Pick the Merax.